Hi, my name is Neha, and today I am going to give you my review of this book, Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. This is book number 4 in the Stormlight Archive. The prior 3 books are The Way of Kings, The Word of Radiance, my favorite, and the third one, The Oathbringer. This book was absolutely amazing. But before I get into this book, let me tell you, this Stormlight Archive has been addictive for me. I remember the last books I read in this manner was Game of Thrones by George R. Martin. I have been up late at night to finish the chapters, and then as soon as I'm off work, I'm back on it. So let's get back into this book, Rhythm of War, book number 4 by Brandon Sanderson. Let me start by saying there were a lot of things that I loved about the books. I love how subtle sometimes Brandon Sanderson is in his theme. Let me start with the first theme that I thought was very subtle that he had in this book was about the father-son dynamic. It was very well done with Dalinar and Adolin, how they have their conflicts with father's expectation of his son. Same way with Laren and Kaladin, how Laren wants Kaladin to be someone, but that's not Kaladin's calling. And in this book, he tries to be what his father wants him to be, but eventually figures out that that's not for him. Same way was with Dalinar, who wants Adolin to be this perfect, righteous person whom he cannot be, and not giving Adolin the space to be who he is. So I love that there was this subtle undercurrent theme that he played in this book. The other thing that I really loved about this book was Brandon Sanderson handling various concepts like PTSD. Kaladin has been in war, he has been killing people, and there is fatigue that comes along with it, and it's been dealt very subtly. It's not the very forefront of the book, but it's part of the book. I love that Kaladin was taking a break from being a soldier to figure out what is it he wants, because it seems like it was a constant struggle for him. Yes, he wants to save people that are under him, but can he just do by being a soldier, or can he do it by being a surgeon? And I love that he finally figures it out, that what he is meant for, or what he is ought to be. I also love how beautifully this book is crafted, and it's a little different from his previous 3 books. In this book, at the very beginning, the author has created 3 story arcs with these characters. The first arc is with Adolin and Shallan. They are going to Shadesmar. The second one is with Kaladin and Navani being in Urutheru. And the third one is with Hyasna and Dalinar going on the battlefront. So the author really laid down his 3 arcs at the very beginning of the book, and then he follows them on the each arc. And then we also get a little bit of background of the Fused, of the Parshendis, Venli. It helps you to understand this character more intimately. I think it was a good job that we know where the Venli's motivations are coming from for what she did, why she did, and it seemed so natural. A human could feel that way, and they could make those decisions. So I really love that we had some background with Venli. Let's now dive into each story sections. I will start with the one which was my least favorite story arc, which was Dalinar, Yasna, and Renarin all going into the battle. I felt there was not much there. I wish there was more on that side that he would have added, because I wanted to see Yasna in there. Like, okay, now she's a queen. She's an amazing scholar. She's a brilliant scholar. She's full of academics. She's smart. She's witty. But how is she going to behave as a queen on a battlefield? And she does have this, she's trying to compare herself with her uncle Dalinar, who has been fighting since he was a teen. So I get that, but I wish there was more growth for her as a queen when she's in the battle. I love Vit. He's one of my favorite characters, who is so amazing. I love his stories, whether he's telling it to Shallan or whether he's telling Kaladin. Absolutely fantastic. And I'm glad that Yasna has Wit next to him, but there was not much there. I really wish there was a little bit of growth, character growth for Yasna in this book, and which I didn't see much. My second favorite story arc was Navani and Kaladin. I loved it. I loved how the character growth that Brandon Sanderson has given Kaladin. You can see that he is. I really wanted to see Kaladin beyond being this warrior. Like, what is he? Who is he? And I loved how he really brought it in this book. Every chapter, how he gets to his fourth ideal was also beautifully done. Navani is one of my least favorite characters, or was one of my least favorite characters till this book, because I just thought that she didn't bring anything to the table. Yes, she was Dalinar's support, but nothing beyond that. But in this book, we do see Navani as a character of her own. And I love that she, at the end, becomes a Radiant, but it was a journey for her. It was good to see what was going on in her head. It was good to know what kind of a marriage she had with Kalinar, and how the death impacted her, who she is as a person. I think that was really good. This book was mainly her biggest character growth. If anybody who had a character arc in this book was Navani and Kaladin. And the favorite part of the book had been Adlin and Shallan and Shazmar. I am biased. My favorite character is Adlin. I love him. I love this guy who is very confident in his skin for who he is. He doesn't apologize for whom he is. He loves his brother. He loves his father. We have seen in this book 1, 2, and 3 is how he loves his father. He will do anything for his father. I still always remember, like, even when Zeth came to kill Dalinar, Adlin would push himself in front of him, knowing that he's not going to be able to defeat Zeth, but he's not going to let his dad be killed. So Adlin is my favorite character. So I loved that when he goes to Shadesmar, and the fact that he's not a Radiant. He's not a Radiant. He's trying to find his place in this world of radiance and fuse. And I love that story arc. Like, everybody in this book is a Radiant except him. He is one of the main characters who is not a Radiant. Dalinar, now Navani, Kaladin, Shallan, Renarin, and even the Bridgeport crew, they all are Radiants, but Adlin is not. But his beautiful journey with Maya, his friend, who is his blade, is so beautifully depicted. I love how he knows Shallan. Shallan has these so many personalities, but he's able to know Shallan so intimately. I feel like he is Shallan's rock, because if without him, Shallan would just crumble. And my second favorite character is Shallan. Beautifully done. I love how she has these so many conflicts within herself, and they come through various personalities. My favorite personality, it was Radiant, very confident, very smart. I love her sprint pattern, absolutely fantastic, love him. So in this book, when they go to Shadesmar, it's a journey. It's a journey of Adlin and Shallan individually and as a couple, how they are in a married life. They have been married, and now they're in this phase of being a married couple. How Adlin takes care of Shallan is absolutely fantastically written. I love it. So those were the things that I loved about the book. 3 different storylines at the very beginning was set up, and then every storyline he had handled. Things that I did not like about the book. I felt Wenley and her sister's chapters were too many. I did not like that. I wish that would have been reduced. I would have rather had Dalinar and Yasna's chapters up there, or even Adlin and Shallan's. The trial by witness is my favorite chapter in the book, which is again Adlin's chapter completely. Overall, loved the book. Very well written. Also, the end was not up to my liking. Like the book number 2 and was such an absolutely fantastic ending that I was like looking at in book number 3 and in book number 4. Yes, there is Taravangian and his storyline of him becoming an odium into it, but having agreed to a duel uh, in 10 days and then just leaving the book there didn't make sense. And then here at the end, we know that Kaladin knows about this, but Shallan and Adlin don't know about it, or neither we don't know how Renarin or how the other characters are going to react to it. So I wish there was more about that. Like I wanted everybody to be there to know that this contest by champion had been agreed by Odium and Dalinar, and it was going to happen in 10 days, but there was nothing like that. It just ended at that, and then just went to Taravangian. Also, we don't know how Zeth falls into this whole picture. Um, so I wish there was an ending that I was looking forward to. What's happening next? Like what's gonna be? I want to read next. I think maybe the way the Word of Radiance book ended was so fantastic that I was trying to seek that in this book too. I am excited that book number 5 is coming in December, and I'm excited to see where this book goes. But overall, loved the book, Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. Absolutely fantastic. Have to read it. It is 1,300 pages, but it's worth it. And if your favorite character is Kaladin, definitely. I am very excited to read book number 5 when comes out in December 5. I've already pre-ordered on Amazon, and we're looking forward to that. Thank you so much.